you today. In fact, I made a list of them and they're quite interesting. So the first one I want to talk about is I call it people cutting in front of you, the bridge story. Okay, and I want to just share a quick story about uh, what happened with me on my way to the office today. So someone tried to cut in front of me, just as I was coming from Third Mainland Bridge, descending, going toward Onikon. Right, somebody was trying to cut in front of me, and then what that person did was yeah, there was a long line, right? There was like a long line, and the person tried to cut in front of me toward the end of the bridge, and there were some LASMA officials there, so I refused to allow him to cut in front of me. And then he had to now drive all the way down because if he had stopped, the LASMA officials would have held on to him and probably just, I don't know what they'll do. Maybe charged him, impounded his car, whatever it is. I don't know. However, I felt bad for a minute and said maybe I should have just allowed him cut in front of me and then, would have just gone our separate ways. But then I realized that a lot of people do it. So people feel like they can break the law, they can cut in front of other people, and do what they want. And I'm one of those people, right? If I'm driving on a straight line, and this doesn't mean I'm a boring driver, by the way, but if I'm driving on a straight line, I will be on that straight line. I will not run a traffic light. I will stay, I don't. The rules are the rules. The law is the law. Don't run a red light. Don't cut in front of people when you're not supposed to cut in front of people. Do the right things at the right time, right? I'm not one of those people that will be stiff and say you can't cut in front of me. But sometimes when you're supposed to do the right thing, do the right thing. So I just want to know: are you one of those people that when you drive, if someone begs to cut in front of you when he's not supposed to cut in front of you, or maybe when the person is driving through like one lane and you have to move the other way for the person to cut through? Are you one of those people that's going to say, okay, you know what, let me just overlook it this time around? Let me know. Please send your messages to our WhatsApp platform 0809 444 0981. All right, I want to talk about something else I discovered on the internet, and it was something I was watching from something on Instagram. Basically, it's called the best kept secrets on the internet, right? So, did you know that if you used save 10%, save 20%, save 30% as coupon codes in whatever checkout you want to check out? Those websites that show you check out here. Do you have a coupon? Just add the coupon number. If you write save 10% or save 20% or even 30%, sometimes it's estimated that it works 25% of the time. So think about it. If you want to buy maybe a phone, you want to buy a phone case, you want to buy anything online, and then you're required to add like a coupon number, just try it. Add save percent, add save 10% or 20% or 30%. You just might be lucky if you try it. You never know. If it does work, let me know, and you can thank me later as the days progress. Away from that, I want to talk about our third musing today, and I want to talk about medical checkups. So on Friday last week, when I got home, I was having a conversation with my neighbor, and he was all sober and sad. And then I asked him what's going on, and he told me that a friend of ours, someone we knew, someone we even spoke to a few days before that time, had died. And she died because she couldn't get enough oxygen at the hospital, but she wasn't sick prior to that time. It just happened, and they had to rush her to the hospital, and they couldn't rescue her. They couldn't save her life. Long story short, it's a very sad situation, but it just got me thinking. Many of us walk around Lagos, Nigeria, walk around our lives, do our daily jobs, but we rarely go for medical checkups, right? We have our HMOs, we have everything, but we rarely go for medical checkups because, and the funny thing is, you would ask a person and they'd be like, I don't want to go to the hospital and do a medical checkup because I don't want to hear what the doctors will say. I don't want to be discouraged. I don't want to hear something that will discourage me or put my heart to fear. But it is important to go for medical checkups, just as it's important to go for dental checkups. So I've been saying this for the longest time that I want to go for some scaling and polishing, right? I've been saying that for 6 months straight, right? I'm going to go to the dentist. I'll do my scaling and polishing, every month I say it, but I don't ever get to do it. And I just realized that there are so many people out there that are probably just like me. It's hard to commit to something. So what I'm trying to say here is take life seriously. If you have the opportunity, if you can afford it, if you work hard, if you feel some type of way, just go to the hospital, have yourself checked out. And you never know. you just might save your life. You just might buy yourself a few months, a few years. You never know. So take your time and do the right things when you're supposed to do it. That said, let's talk about the fourth musing. I want to talk about soundtracks, right? So I was watching something on YouTube. I was watching A Star Is Born, the movie that stars Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, right? So there was this part of the movie that Bradley Cooper brought out Lady Gaga. Of course, they sang the song "Shallow," and I saw that part like I don't know, maybe 6 times over and over and over again because it was just a beautiful song. And I just started to think about it. And this is one of the reasons why I even missed Zibby because sometimes we would sit down here and then we'll just watch movie soundtracks and we'll fall in love with them all over again because they're just really good. So I made a list of top 5 soundtracks, movie soundtracks for me, and I'd like to hear yours as well. So please reach out to me on our WhatsApp platform. Let me know the kind of movie soundtracks you love, the ones that you think are your all-time favorites, amongst others. So I like Shallow from, of course, the movie A Star Is Born. I like Frozen from the movie Let It Go. I like We Don't Talk About Bruno, no, from Encanto. I like We Write the Stars from The Greatest Showman. Never Enough from The Greatest Showman. And also A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman. Let me know yours. So once again, it's 0809-444-0981. For my final musing, it's also another question I'd like to ask you. And I asked some of the interns here what their thoughts were. And, I got some interesting reviews. So the question is, what is the one thing Nigerians spend on that you consider a waste of money? I'll ask that again. What is the one thing that Nigerians spend on that you consider a lot of money, that you consider a waste, basically? And I think, well, Bami said an iPhone, right? So the iPhone 14 is out. Everyone's upgrading from 13 to 14, from 12 to 13, 11 to 10, all of that. And we had this conversation, and he was like, most people that upgrade their phones don't even use the phones. You talk about cameras, you talk about this, you talk about that. Another person talked about wristwatches. Another person talked about a number of things, really. And it just got me thinking, what is that one thing that, Nigerians spend a lot on, but you consider a waste of money? Let me know. And, how they say it on YouTube, let me know in the comment section. Let me know on our WhatsApp platform. Send that message to 0809-444-0981. That's our 5 at 5 today. There's more to come, so please stay with us. There's more great music lined up for you. And yes, I'm still asking the question, what are you thankful for? Because today is Thankful Thursday. Stay with us. This is Smooth 98.1.